Hi guys, it's Michelle, Deception Bites, and today is Friday, September 28th, and it's 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time if you're on medication. If you're not on medication, then it's probably around 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Well, we're going to pick up from where we left off in the last video. The last video I did was September 27th, but apparently a couple of posts got away from me that day. I thought I had nailed them all to the floor, but I guess a couple got loose and I wasn't able to cover them. So we're going to do that now, and then we're going to jump right into the 28th, and why not? The water's fine, and that's what we're going to do. So let's get started. I apologize. I'm feeling much better today, so I'm talking a lot. I'm talking and talking and talking, and I wish that I would shut up personally, but I don't know. I thought now's probably a good time to do the video. Anyway, here's our first one. Justice K confirmation. And of course, that is Kavanaugh. Justice Kavanaugh confirmation. It's coming. How do we know? Because Q has told us so. Of course, it is delayed yet again because of, well, why don't we just guess? Could it be, the Democrats maybe? Yeah, anyway, this says goodbye, Mr. Rosenstein. Declass, meaning the declassification is coming. POTUS alert test, and that's coming too. And Red October, that most certainly is definitely coming. There is going to be a Red October, and it's going to be glorious. And he signs off, as he always does, with Q, and gives us this that says every vote counts. And of course, that is for our behalf. Anyone that can physically go out and vote should go out and vote. If you're unable and you need assistance, there's probably somebody somewhere that could help out. So there you go. I think that this is an extremely important vote for the country, even though it is a midterm. It's very important. So then the next one, it says Justice K confirmation. Goodbye, Mr. Rosenstein. Declassification. POTUS alert test. Red October. Q. So basically, it's the same thing. It's just here he's added a button saying every vote counts. And it does. And here, just in case we missed it, I guess he's telling us again, every vote counts. Red October, midterm elections, red wave or red tsunami. Fight, fight, fight. Q. Well, I think it's going to be a red tsunami, personally, because I think that unless you, I don't know, I think if you have more than two neurons to rub together, that you probably have seen the most disgusting display you've ever witnessed in your life being played out over the last few days. So I think people are finally getting it. Like, even people that up until this time have been totally against Trump, totally against anything conservative, are saying, wait a minute, that man's being railroaded. I mean, it shocked me. The people that I've heard that come out of, they see it. Even they see it. And they're die-hard liberals. They see it. So what do you think that means? Well, I think that if it's been put on display so that nobody, I mean, really, there's only very, very few people that can't see through what's happening. And a lot of those people, I think, are being paid. At least a good portion of them are being paid to protest. I don't know where that came from, protest. No, they're not protesting. Oh my gosh, they should make protesting totally illegal. But they're protesting. Yes. Anyway, let's go on. Now, let's go up to here, and it says midterm elections, days prior, 11/11, what a wonderful day. Q. Now, Okay, so the midterm elections are in the days prior to 11/11, I guess is what he's saying, and what a wonderful day. And he has repeatedly said that 11/11 would be a wonderful day. Now, that was when the military parade was planned, but I don't know. I was under the impression that there wasn't going to be a military parade now, but you know what? I'm not always right, and I don't always hear everything. So maybe you guys have more information about that. It was my understanding that they were going to forego the military parade, but I don't know. Because here's Q saying 11/11, what a wonderful day. And that was the date that they had in mind for the military parade. So, like after the midterm elections. Don't know. Don't know. Now, let's go up here. And, okay, I got to go way up because I've made these, this is the same, it's just I've made them bigger for us to see them so that they wouldn't get blurry, but here is where it starts, way up here. Now, this is the 28th, so we're now on September 28th. We're in the water, we're swimming, I hope you brought your suits, and this is a tweet by someone, and I'm going to show you because I've made it bigger. And Q, they're saying, you've been warned, and Q is telling them, no, you've been warned. I think that's how that's being read, because Q has put this in here. Well, actually, an anon put this in here. Forgive me, I just saw that. It was an anon that clipped this out and put it in here and said, you've been warned, and probably is bringing attention to this, that you've been warned. Now, let's go down and see it in all of its glory, a little bit bigger so that you guys on your phones can see it. And this person is called Susan Orlean. I don't have a clue who she is, and maybe she doesn't even know who she is. I don't know. It says, we will not sit by idly if he is confirmed. You've been warned. Well, I guess she's told us she's not going to sit idly by. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh, no. I hate it when people don't sit idly by. My gosh, someone needs to warn, maybe even the president, because Susan Orlean is not going to sit by idly. Whoever she is. And here's Kay Grabber. Well, that's a nice last name, isn't it? And you wonder why bullying is on the rise. Children take notice of adults acting like children. What a wonderful role model you are. You must be proud. Well, you know what? You got a weird last name, but I like you, whoever you are, Kay Grabber. Because that's what you did. You grabbed her. Yep. That's right. She's a bully. Her. Right here. This woman right here. She's a bully, Susan Orlean. She's not going to sit idly by. If you don't stop that, I'm going to haul off and I'm going to give you a dirty look. That's the kind of level that kind of threat's at. You better watch out. I'll look at you funny. All right. Let's go on now. I don't know. I'm in a very strange mood today. I don't know what happened to me. I can't even blame it on anything. I don't know. Okay, so this is what Q has put in here. Like right here, we're on this post here, and this is what Q has put underneath this Anon's post in reply, but I wanted to make it bigger for us because there's just no way we can read that. So Q here is referring to a post of his from June 21st, and he says, we told you proofs were going to be important very soon. New eyes, be ready. 5-5, which means, from my understanding, 5-5 is like we hear you loud and clear. We thank you for your service. And then underneath, it says, we stand, we fight, together, organized riots being planned, countermeasures in place, resistance far smaller than portrayed by mainstream media. Attacks will intensify. You, collectively, are a massive threat. Censorship applied to scale down the impact/reach. It's failing. Trust yourself. Public awakening. Q. Now, that isn't all. Then, beneath those two past posts, Q updates it and says, ready when you are, Q. Now, who's he talking to? Ready when you are. Well, he's placing these back in from June 21st because they are still relevant to what is happening today, June 28th. Oh my gosh, September 28th. I don't know what month it is. I can't know everything. Anyway, September 28th, these posts from June are still applicable and very applicable today. So that's why he put it in. Proofs are going to be important, new eyes, blah, 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 and we stand together, organize riots, and I had mentioned that yesterday. I really do believe that when he is confirmed, when, not if, that there will be, at least on some level, I don't know. But anyway, Q says, ready when you are. Now, what is he talking to? Well, I personally believe that this person is saying, we will not sit by idly if he is confirmed. You've been warned. Well, then Q replies with, countermeasures are in place. Organized riots being planned, countermeasures in place, resistance smaller than portrayed by mainstream media. And Q is saying, ready when you are. We've got everything there to deal with it. And that's exactly what he's telling us. And making sure that that lady knows as well. Look, you know what? You and your big bad self, you and your mouth, that's fine, but we're ready. We've got all the countermeasures. We've got everything in place to deal with any insurrection. So let her fly, lady. That's what he's saying, I believe. Maybe not let her fly, lady. Maybe that's, maybe that's more Michelle than it is Q, but just saying. All right, so let's go on. And Q, in responding, of course, to this, says nothing gets past Anon's Q. Now, this confused me a little bit, and I'll tell you why it confused me a little bit, because this is you can't click that link, okay? I tried to place that link. I went actually out to the actual Q post, but this is an old post that he's placed there from September 5th, and you can't click on this link. So I don't know, and I tried to put it in line by line, and it wouldn't go. So I don't know what exactly he is referring to in this post, but I'll show you out here, not there, here. Let me see. Let's go down to this one and find where it is. That's the one we just looked at. And then nothing gets past Patriots. And then it's this one right here. And when we go out to there, we can't click on it. But he's asking us, did you see Senator Graham's speech today? Coincidence? Enjoy the show. And then underneath, it says, let me see here. Okay, this is from September 5th, all right? And it says, interesting line of questions, normal, military law versus criminal law, think executive order, think Hillary Rodham Clinton panic. Do you believe in coincidences? You have more than you know. Q. Now, when we go back, he has embedded that into the September 25th, and that is actually a post from September 5th. So this is September 28th. He's embedded his own post here, and then underneath he said, did you see Senator Graham's speech today? Well, yes, I did. Coincidence? Enjoy the show. Now, we're going to get to this, all right? So just hang on to your hats here because it didn't make sense to me until I got closer to the end of the post because I couldn't get to this video. But apparently what the video is they're talking about the difference between military law versus criminal law. Well, Senator Graham is going to be discussing the same thing in questioning Judge Kavanaugh, and for very interesting reasons, I think. And underneath that is an older Q post that he has placed in there, September 17th, panic in D.C., Democrats offering to kill sexual assault allegation with Judge Kavanaugh, like the allegations against Judge Kavanaugh in exchange for immediate pullback of declassification. POTUS, Judge Kavanaugh will be confirmed regardless. So remember we were told back on the 17th that they were offering to, squash these sexual assault allegations against Judge Kavanaugh if he would pull back and stop requesting that the FISA document, the original Carter Page FISA document, be declassified. Well, if the assault allegations are real, which the Democrats would like us to believe, and they're all boo-hooing up there and like, oh, this poor, horrible woman that she's had it because she wasn't even raped. She wasn't raped. She was fully clothed, and she said he grinded against her. Okay, first of all, I don't even believe he was there. I don't believe it happened at all. But this isn't rape. It isn't rape. And it's actually very insulting to those women who have been raped. It's extremely insulting because having somebody, when they're fully clothed, grind up against you when you're fully clothed, all right, yes, that could be termed assault, but it doesn't leave you with 35 years of trauma. Like, lady, you either need to see somebody or you're putting this on, and I'm pretty darn sure it's the second. Anyway, let's go back. So, underneath, Q says, have faith, patriots. Q. All right, now let's go back here. And let's go up because here it's the same post, really. Did you see Senator Graham's speech today? Coincidence? Enjoy the show. Q. Well, I found a couple things that I think are what Q is talking about here, the ones that he's talking about. All right, here's the first one, and let's hear it.
Investigation, you could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy an FBI investigation. You could have come to us. What you want to do is destroy this guy's life, hold this seat open, and hope you win in 2020. You've said that, not me. You've got nothing to apologize for. When you see Sotomayor and Kagan, tell them that Lindsay said hello, because I voted for them. I would never do to them what you've done to this guy. This is the most unethical sham since I've been in politics. And if you really wanted to know the truth, you sure as hell wouldn't have done what you've done to this guy. I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None. She's as much of a victim as you are. God, I hate to say it because these have been my friends. But let me tell you, when it comes to this, you're looking for a fair process. You came to the wrong town at the wrong time, my friend. To my Republican colleagues, if you vote no, you're legitimizing the most despicable thing I have seen in my time in politics. You want this seat? I hope you never get it. I hope you're on the Supreme Court. That's exactly where you should be. And I hope that the American people will see through this charade. And I wish you well. and I intend to vote for you, and I hope everybody who's fair-minded will.
Absolutely. Now, we saw that yesterday, but I wanted to show that, and I want to show you something else here, because I think it's this that is more in line with the questioning about, oh no, this isn't it either, but it's coming, it's coming. All right, let's hear this. This is Senator Graham on Fox and Friends.
Kagan. Some people accuse, well, I had it up to here because I voted for Sotomayor and Kagan. Some people accuse Sotomayor of being a racist because of a single speech. I didn't buy that. They accused Kagan of being un-American because she supported kicking the ROTC unit out of Harvard. Well, that's just Harvard. They're good, liberal judges, good women, and I can't imagine I would have done this to them. And what was done to Kavanaugh was planned, orchestrated, politics at its worst. The accusations are just offend my sensibilities. I want women to be heard, but I will not be played, and I will not have my intelligence insulted.
Yeah, exactly. It is an insult to our intelligence, like for real. It's unbelievable. It's been a long time since I've seen anything like that. Okay, now this is the same one we just looked at, and let's look at this because I can't remember. Oh, I know. Okay, let's go back now. Let's go back. This is very interesting. I know you guys will find this interesting. All right. This is a post from today, September 28th, and this image has been posted, and below, these are actually, this was posted by, the image was put together by an anon, okay? And then below it, it says, thank you for fulfilling this request, because they requested something of POTUS and NQ, and POTUS and Q complied with that request. And so let's go out and see what that request is, and then it'll make sense what Q's response is. So I think I had that up here. Let's make it bigger. Now, so this is the, let me see here. Now it's too big for my screen, but that's all right. This is from Q, and he's letting them know on the 8chan it's question and answer time. Okay, so he says question and answer, Q. Well, someone down here said, no, this is Q. He says, Code Monkey, please divert more resources, bandwidth into board, Q. All right, then it goes down into this one. It's from an anonymous, an anon. He says, she says, can POTUS tweet a misspelling with a Q? Well, then this was Wednesday, 9/19, and let's go down. And this is the 9:37 p.m., the 24th September 2018. Q says, now when did they request this? Wednesday, okay. And down here we have the Democrats are working hard to destroy a wonderful man, and a man who has the potential to be one of our greatest Supreme Court justices ever, with an array of faults. That should have been accusations, but spelt it with a Q, misspelt it, the likes of which have never been seen before. Now, that was at 9:37 p.m. and then it was corrected, I do believe, yes, and then it was corrected. So he misspelled a word with a Q, and then it was corrected a few minutes later, well, 13 minutes later, it was corrected. So, obviously, he wanted to leave it there long enough for whoever had requested it to see and notice it, those on the boards. And so, we are reminded of this from Q back in March 3rd. Misspellings matter. Sentence formation matters. Learn. Q. Where we go one, we go all, of course. And so this is, and then below, of course, it says request fulfilled, because it was fulfilled. Now, that is, again, more proof of Q, right? What are the odds? What are the odds? This guy or girl asked, can you ask POTUS to misspell a word with Q? He did it. And then he left it up for 13 minutes and he took it down and corrected it. Because, you know, of course, people were making fun of him, I'm sure, saying, oh, he's so stupid, he doesn't know how to spell accusations. What a stupid president we have. You know, that's what they were saying. All the while, he was fulfilling the request of an anon. Yeah. So, this anon that posted this graphic said, thank you for fulfilling this request. And Q responds and says, hive mind. Q, what's a hive mind? Well, I think normally that is put forth as a negative thing. We don't want to have a hive mind. We want to be able to think for ourselves. But I think in this instance, he's referring to what went on here as they have a hive mind, because they are all on one mission. They all have one goal. They all have one job and one focus. Therefore, they have a hive mind. They're all working together for the good of the people and, you know, the hive itself. And really, a hive is, you know, if you look into the way bees communicate and everything, it's really quite fascinating. And so they're all, you know, that's what I think that he's saying is that, you know, yeah, POTUS fulfilled the request and did this because we're all of like mind. We're a hive mind. All right, not in the negative sense. Now, here is the next one. And it says, it's from September 28th, but it's making reference to a earlier Q post from June 12th. And it says, the full weight of the House versus ARM. Why are optics important? How does DC work? Why is Ryan still in office? Lame duck. Why is Ryan leaving office? Who controls Ryan? Paul Ryan. Autist engaged? Q. So now let's go and look at the link that he's given us to look at. Look at all this stuff open. No wonder my computer's so slow. It's ridiculous. There we go. Mr. President, tear down the wall hiding those FISA abuses. Every president faces moments when the risks and rewards are uncertain. Perhaps public sentiments are fuzzy, advisors are risk adverse, or the enemy seems poised to pounce. In these moments, a president is left to rely on gut instinct. Ronald Reagan did it at the Berlin Wall. Bill Clinton did it with the Rose Garden handshake between the PLO's Yasser Arafat and Israel's Yitzhak Rabin. And George W. Bush did it when he grabbed the bullhorn and mounted the smoking pile of rubble at Ground Zero. Donald Trump faces such a decision, whether to declassify the documents showing what the FBI and Department of Justice really did to start and then sustain the Russian collusion investigation 2 years ago. The president's instinct, as he told me in an Oval Office interview last week, is to side with the transparency and release documents he admits he has not been allowed to read. Some of the Justice Department advisors are dead set against a release, and so too are a couple of allies, Britain and Australia to be specific, who seems to fear what the documents might say about them. When the Russian scandal started, it was fairly certain that Moscow had engaged in a digitally centered counterintelligence operation, particularly hacking and psyops through Facebook ads to influence the 2016 election. The prevailing question was whether Trump and his campaign conspired to help them ensure victory over Hillary Clinton. At the time, the lame duck Obama administration's intelligence community assured the public there was good reason to investigate. Now, 2 years and millions of dollars later, we know the core evidence that drove the collusion investigation was a piece of uncorroborated political opposition research written by a Trump-hating British ex-spy whose employer was paid by the Clinton campaign and the Democratic Party to harm Trump's election prospects. We also know the FBI agent and lawyer who drove the probe were Trump haters too, who contemplated using the powers of their job to stop the Republican nominee and discussed an insurance policy to ensure such an outcome. And most importantly, those FBI employees acknowledged to Congress recently that after 9 months of using the intelligence community's most potent tools, they couldn't prove any collusion. Finally, we know multiple FBI and DOJ officials, disgraced FBI Director James Comey and his fired deputy Andrew McCabe, among them, engaged in media leaks to create a collusion narrative that exceeded the actual evidence. Some did so because they wanted to get a special prosecutor to extend the probe. So far, that prosecutor, Robert Mueller, has secured just one prison sentence for a person whose conduct directly involved the Trump campaign. George Papadopoulos got a whopping 14 days in jail for lying in a case that offered no proof of collusion. Mueller's most impressive conviction so far, that of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort, had nothing to do with the election and involved old lobbying crimes that the FBI knew about since 2014. And Mueller's most convincing indictment, those of the Russians who stole Clinton's emails and used Facebook for psyops, go out of their way to say no Americans were willingly involved. The House Intelligence Committee also reported it found no Trump-Russia collusion after an exhaustive search. Thus, today's prevailing question is far less about a still unproven alliance between Moscow and Trump. Rather, it is whether Trump-hating bureaucrats inside the U.S. intelligence community abused their position to mislead the nation's Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA court, in an effort to negate Trump's election victory. As one senator who has read most of the classified documents told me last week, the real question we must now answer is, did U.S. intel conspire with a foreign spy, a Democratic campaign, and a few foreign allies to attempt a soft coup against the man Americans chose as president? That's a little provocative, but the questions of FISA abuses are real. So, Mr. President, as you weigh whether you go with your gut instinct or trust those allies and bureaucrats with heartburn, consider these facts. House Speaker Paul Ryan, a member of Congress's Gang of Eight that was briefed more than anyone else about the inadequacies of the Russian evidence, believes you should declassify. His office told me today. Now, that right there is very significant. Very, very significant. Okay, upon redaction of sources and methods, the Speaker supports the President's decision to declassify the documents to bring about more transparency regarding potential FISA abuses, he said. Representative Peter King, long a respected voice inside your party on issues of law enforcement and security, promises the documents will prove that FBI and DOJ committed a fraud upon the FISA court. I urge the president to release them. I believe what it will show is that the FBI and DOJ held back important information from the FISA court and that some of the information they gave turned out to be misleading. King told Hill.tv's Allison Spann. He added that there is nothing there that would really hurt any foreign government. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes insists the documents will prove the FBI and DOJ signed applications for FISA warrants to surveil the Trump campaign that omitted essential derogatory information about the sources and exculpatory information about the accused. Representative Trey Gowdy a lawmaker whom the president's party has entrusted with high-profile investigations in the past and who has read much of the classified evidence present goes further. He not only advocates releasing the documents, he provocatively suggests it may raise questions about former CIA Director John Brennan's conduct. Well, we already know that. Representative Mark Meadows and Jim Jordan, two more Republicans who are deep into the evidence, are certain that the evidence will prove the FBI used its crushing investigative powers just to further flimsy political opposition research. Such revelations from political leaders in the know should be weighed against the protestations of those intelligence bureaucrats who argue against the release. It is reasonable to wonder if they have more to lose in reputation than in sources and methods. Now, I'm not going to go through the rest of this. I think that we've read the part that is the most pertinent and the part that Q wants us to know, and that is about Paul Ryan. We know that, of course, because he has put this as, right before this bit about Paul Ryan is this from back in June, where people are saying, why is Ryan still in office? Is he just a lame duck? Well, now in response to that link, Q says House Speaker Paul Ryan, a member of Congress's Gang of Eight that was briefed more than anyone else about the inadequacies of the Russian evidence, believes you should declassify. His office told me so today. And then Q says, puzzle becoming more clear with each passing day. Q. So, whatever Paul Ryan is doing, I think he's either cooperating or he's on the side of the president. It's one or the other. So, maybe he has something to lose and he is just cooperating like so many other people have. Where, they're there and they're cooperating and they're fulfilling their role, but they're on a tight leash. We don't know. All right. Now, the next one, it says, YouTube deleted original. Graham questioning, then listen carefully. Graham comments today. Reconcile. Q. So let's go and hear this. And they did scrub this from YouTube, so. All right. Now let's get down here. I knew that was going to happen. Hang on. All right. It won't let me go down. Hang on. I really hate Twitter. And this is the reason I hate Twitter, because you try to move this down. Okay, now it's going. All right. So it says, found in Q Army video from post 2291 in relation to 2199 and 2093. Nothing is coincidences. Have faith, patriots. Did you see Senator Graham's speech today? Coincidence. Enjoy the show. Q. And this is the copy that was removed. And please tell me that's, yes, good, that it can be played. Oh, come on. I hate YouTube. I mean, I hate Twitter. Everything is just being... Let's see if will take us out to YouTube. It's probably been, yeah, it's been removed from there too. Oh, that makes me mad. I just watched this. Right before I did this video, I watched it. That's how fast they took that down. Stupid skanks. I'm sorry, that wasn't very nice. Unbelievable. Trump should nominate Hillary Clinton to the Supreme Court so he could finally get an investigation of her started. Yeah, for real. This probably isn't it either, but.
Are you aware that at 9:23 on the night of July the 9th, the day you were nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, Senator Schumer said, 23 minutes after your nomination. I will oppose Judge Kavanaugh's nomination with everything I have. I have a bipartisan, and I hope a bipartisan majority will do the same. The stakes are simply too high for anything less.
We have listened to this before, this video here, and it's good, but I wanted to get to this video because I know that it's what Q wanted us to watch. Now, I guess we can't watch it if it's, you know, if Twitter has declared, the Twitter gods have declared, because of course they need to hold our hands to make sure that we don't see something that we're not supposed to see, because we're all infants and we need them to think for us. I guess since they have declared that it's against the law for anybody to look at this, then I guess I'm just going to have to tell you what it was. And what it was is, that's really bad. But Senator Graham was talking about military law and how it differs from criminal law, and how those enemy combatants of the state could be put to death. And it was interesting because it was stuck right there in the middle of and he was asking Judge Kavanaugh about, you know, and this law is different from this law, and this, you know, and Judge Kavanaugh is like saying, yes, that's correct. And then he got into the enemy combatants of state, you know, basically he was saying, do Americans, when they're overseas, retain their privileges as American? Do they retain their constitutional rights? And Judge Kavanaugh said, yes, they do. And they said, well, what if they're in Afghanistan? Do they retain their... And he said, yes, they do. And he said, but, you know, what happens if they are an enemy combatant? And it came to yes. And basically he said, has anybody been put to death? Yeah. They're an enemy combatant of the state is different. You do not retain your constitutional rights if you are an enemy combatant of the state. So you can be tried under military law, and not civil law or criminal law. So that's basically, I mean, he did a much better job than I did, but that's basically what that was about. Now, why that is so touchy to them? Well, why do you think? Why, out of everything else, are they taking that out? Yeah. Why? Because they know that there's a good portion of them that will be tried under military law. They know that. And Graham was rubbing it in their faces. That's exactly what he was doing. So that's my take on it. Seemed pretty obvious to me. Not that I'm always right, but that's what it seemed to me. I think he was saying, look, guys, you just remember where your end is. You've done this against the state. You are an enemy of the state. You will be tried by military law, and you will be brought down. Absolutely. All right, so that, I guess, I'm sorry, guys, that the YouTube gods have declared that you're just not mature enough to see that. Sorry, we're not, I don't know. They think it might be harmful to us. Of course, you know, they'll keep all the McDonald's open, and they'll keep spraying the skies, and they'll keep putting stuff in our foods, and, you know, all that, and then they'll keep, you know, pushing us full of vaccines, but my gosh, don't ever see that YouTube video, because that is harmful. I mean, you could swallow bleach. It probably wouldn't do as much damage as if you watched that video. Not according to YouTube. They're trying to keep us safe, man. Trying to keep us safe. Yep. Oh, all hail the YouTube gods. Yes, I'm upset. That really ticks me off. You know what that is equal to? It's equal to book burning. That's what it's equal to. It really irritates me. I saw that video. I saw it twice. Not one thing in that video is, you know, harmful or whatever. He was just stating facts. The law. Apparently YouTube doesn't like the law. Apparently YouTube thinks they are the law. Anyway, let me go on here. I don't know why I'm losing my temper to this extent. It's unusual, but it really annoys me because this is far damaging to our country. This little thing, it looks like it's nothing. They take this stuff, it's happening more and more and more. I see it happen with my stuff. I'm sure you see it happen with your stuff too. And it's irritating. It's irritating. It's one thing if we were, plotting the overthrow of the country, but we're doing no such thing. So anyway, here is the last one. D's playbook, meaning the Democrats' playbook, midterm elections. We will impeach Justice Kavanaugh. Doesn't matter that there's zero corroborating evidence and all factual witnesses provided by accuser all denied the allegations. Should we take control in November? Liberal left lunacy bait. These people are evil, sick, and stupid. Absolutely they are. You are witnessing the systematic destruction of the old guard. And from the old guard, there will rise power to the people. Red October. Q. Do you think people are going to forget this in October when they go to vote? Really? Do you think they're just going to forget all this? Like people here are even saying, Judge Kavanaugh, he's being railroaded. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Even they see it. Hardcore liberals see it. You think people are going to forget when they go to the polls? I don't think they are. I don't think they are. I think they've had enough. It's enough already. It has been enough for a very long time. But that's their playbook. Oh, we'll just impeach Justice K. Doesn't matter if there's no evidence. Doesn't matter if all the witnesses say, wait, that never happened. But they still think that they have a shot. They really do. That's how out there they are. I mean, literally, I need to do that video with Hillary. All the excuses she used for not, because every time she spoke somewhere, it was a different excuse, or she'd add a little bit more to it. And then it even got so bad as to, she was saying, well, women, they were just, listening to their husbands. That's why. It's like she's insulting the very people that probably supported her. There were probably a lot of women that supported her, and here she's insulting them. She's not too smart. Really, she's not. She's a good puppet, a great puppet. She's not that smart, though, seriously. So, anyway, from the old guard, the new guard arises, and it will be power to the people. There will be a Red October. I have no doubt about that. And the more I witness, the more, sometimes, do you ever just wake up and you're pinching yourself and you're thinking, is this really happening? Like, I do that. I really seriously do that. I think, this can't be happening. This can't be real. But it is. It's amazing times we live in. Amazing times. And I'm absolutely honored that some of you have chosen to, to turn to me to catch up on the Q posts. I think that is an honor. I really do, because we truly are in unprecedented times. But anyway, that is it for the 28th. Now, Q could post more. Q can do whatever he wants. I am not the boss of Q. But anyway, if he does, I will bring them to you, obviously. And I may do another video tonight. I may not, but I may. So there you go. That's just, talk about being decisive. I may not. I don't know. It depends. So that's it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great night. Stay safe.